Guys, how are you doing? Trust you're doing great and you're doing well. This is the voice of the Global Tolu Academy, and I am privileged to be the founder and the lead visionary in charge of the Singles and Intentionally Waiting. This is currently our third challenge for the year, and in this challenge, we'll be going through a 40 days so fast. Yeah. So you are here because you are joining us in the 40 days so fast, you're participating with us. And I want you to know that during these 40 days so fast, you're going to be hearing my voice like this. So it's going to be in a podcast form. And I hope that I am consistent, and I hope that in my little review, you're able to understand, you're able to learn, and as much as possible, you're able to pick one or two things from my review. Right. So let me also say this before I do today's review. Let me say this to you, that you have to make sure you have your pen and your paper with you. Don't do it for me, do it for yourself, because having a pen and paper with you is very, very important. It helps you to be able to, put your thoughts down and all those amazing stuff, basically. So, are you ready? Let's go into chapter 1. Before now, you'll have read the introductory part, the first 38, is it 38 or 36 pages of the book, which is amazing, which I believe you should have read. You would have read it. And, one of the things that really stood out for me in chapter 1, which is talking about the aspect of a series of unfortunate events. One of the things that stood out for me, that I wrote, he said something about authenticity, and he said what it means to be authentic is your authentic self is who you are when you have no fear of judgment, or before the world starts pushing you around and telling you who you are supposed to be. So it is who you are without the world telling you who you are supposed to be. It is who you believe yourself and you see yourself as you are. Do you get? All right, so let's just dive right into today's review. And in today's review, which is chapter 1, and we'll be looking at something super, super amazing. Week 1 is week 1, and week 1 is about the power of the 40. Enlarging your capacity. So in week 1, we're going to be learning about the power of 40, with the importance of 40. What can 40 days do for you and I? So that's what we'll be looking at. And I hope that as a result of this, you're able to get one of those things. And please make sure you read. It's very, very important. Make sure you read. Right? All right. So let's dive right into it. The power of 40, week 1, enlarge your capacity. And in day 1, which is today, is talking about transforming. Today is talking about transforming. And, I love the fact that in chapter 1, he used the butterfly, he used the butterfly as an example. And if I were you, which is what I did, I had to sit down and research to know more about the butterfly, to know how it is. I just wanted to know the metamorphosis when it comes to butterfly, the 40 days, how it turns. I just needed to know the lifespan and all the amazing stuff. Please do the research. Do you get me? Please do the research, And I'm going to be saying some few things that stood out for me in chapter 1. I'm going to be talking about some few things that stood out for me in chapter 1. And I hope that you also are able to learn one or two things from there. One of the things that stood out for me says you can't learn to fly by remaining an egg. It says transformation is a miraculous process. And it said wherever growth is not taking place, there is stagnation and there is death. So if you are not growing, you are being stagnant, and death is like, how should I put it? Death is like the direct response to it. So it's very, very important that you grow. It is very, very important that you grow. And another thing that stood out for me in that particular place is he said, the understanding that there is a better you ahead of you is what makes today worth living, because you know that the building moves you closer to the real you. Yeah, the understanding that there is a better version of you tomorrow, the understanding that tomorrow is going to be better, tomorrow is going to be good, tomorrow is going to be this. It gives you the energy, it gives you the motivation, the inspiration, the passion to be able to live today intentionally, because you know that today is what adds up to tomorrow. Also, let me say this was one of the things that I learned recently, that today, tomorrow was once tomorrow will always become a today, and today will always become yesterday. Today will always become yesterday, and tomorrow will always become today. So you have to be very, very intentional about this. You have to be very, very intentional about this. Don't forget what I said. Try as much as possible to watch the evolution of a butterfly. Please try as much to watch the evolution of butterfly. Now, in chapter 1, while we are looking at the power of 40 and we're looking at transformation, the first characteristics of transformation that we are looking at is awareness. Awareness. And my God, this is powerful. This is powerful, and it talked about awareness as regards to authenticity. It talked about it with regards to our soul. And he was talking about something. He said the soul he broke soul into your will, your emotion, and your mind. And he said in the soul you have your consciousness, your passion, intelligence. He talked about a lot of things. He said our soul gives us the awareness of self. Our soul gives us the ability of knowing, of sensing, and responding. And he said the first step of living authentically is to know who you are. So I guess my question is going to be, who are you? Who are you? Be aware of the impact of your thoughts, your words, and your behavior. It's so true. You have to be aware of the unrealized potential your greatness lies within. Lying within you is an unrealized potential of greatness, sorry. Very, very important. You have to cultivate self-awareness. You have to cultivate self-awareness. You can't afford to not be self-aware. You can't afford to not be self-aware. One of the things I wrote down for myself, I said, I can't become without vision. I had to learn that. I can't truly become without vision. And I had to understand that the future picture of what a caterpillar can become is what makes him want to evolve into a beautiful caterpillar. And the third thing I wrote here, I said, vision is how you unlock the future. Action is what makes vision into possibilities. Vision is how you unlock the future, and the action you take is what makes vision into possibilities. My God. And then, they listed out 24 questions here to ask yourself. 24 questions to ask yourself. 24 questions to ask yourself. Do me a favor. These questions, write them down and try answering them. Journal about these questions. I had to do it, and it was an amazing exercise for me. I kid you not, it was an amazing exercise for me. So sit down and ask yourself, who am I outside the roles I play? Who am I outside the roles I play? Who am I outside the roles I play? What are your long-term goals? What should I be doing with my life right now? What are your strengths? What are my weaknesses? What direction will my life go if I continue doing what I'm doing? How can I be sure I am in the right place doing the right thing? What is my purpose? Who should I be partnering with? What resources are available for me to accomplish my goals? Do I like the person I have become? What do I really want to achieve in this lifetime? What brings me the greatest joy? What am I really passionate about? What frustrates me most and what makes me sad? If I could do something other than what I am doing right now, what will that be? If I could live somewhere else, what would that be? Where would that be? Do these things I do and I'm allowed and I'm involved in with make me feel good or happy? Are my relationship mutually beneficiary or they are symbolic? Is there room for improvement in my relationship? What have I accomplished so far with my life? Is it enough? If I could do one thing different, what would it be? After death, will future generations know I lived? How do I want people to remember me? Oh my God, this is so powerful. This is so powerful. This just teaches me something that you can't really define a thing if you don't know it. Do you get? So before you say I am a this, I am a that, I am a that, you have to know yourself to define yourself. And there was something my one of my teachers once said to me, and she said that you can't be in order for you to become, it takes you being something to become something. You have to be something to become something. Yeah, I remember. You have to be something to become something. So what exactly are you? So that we can also understand what you want to become. See, I'm going to end this review here today, and I want you to do me a favor. And the favor is this. I want you to sit down. Really, really think about this thing you've learned today. Do the assessment. If you have any question at all, please send me a DM. You know me, you already know me that I am good when it comes to resources, right? DM me, and I'm going to share amazing resources with you that you can leverage on. I promise you, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I share videos about butterfly for you to watch. The video I watched about the evolution of butterfly, I'm going to share it with you so you too can watch it, so you can learn it. And these things are very beautiful. They are very beautiful. I hope you learned something today. I sure did. I learned a lot today. And I hope you also did. I hope you also did. And that is what we'll be doing today. That is it for day 1. I'm very sure you had an amazing time. I'm sure you learned 1 or 2 things. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to this review. Don't forget, drop a comment. Don't forget, drop a comment. Don't forget to also like this video. Don't forget to also subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel. It's like, come your way next time. My name is the Global Toluwakem. Oh, next time is day 2, which is tomorrow, right? Yeah, let's do that. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.